Good evening, folks. Welcome to Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. We are at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness, round number 11 in the super late models. The track here is a half-mile oval, as you can see. It looks like we visited this. I believe we visited this track with the on the Tuesday night series with the modifieds already. Obviously, not yet with the super late models. We are racing under the lights here tonight in South Carolina. The ambient temperature is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not very humid tonight. The sky is clear, and there is an 8-mile-an-hour wind. That should not be too much of a hindrance to the drivers. Track temperature is nice and cool at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That should give them a lot of grip. No slippery conditions here tonight at all. Let's quickly get you up to speed with the championship standings as we have them right now. It is Joshua Sexton that is leading the pack with 393 points. Tanner Marr second with 357. Tyler Johnson 349. Scotty Stevens following fairly closely there with 346. Brandon Mettler in fifth with 330. Jason Tarasenko 327. He's missed a few races. Russell Brown 310. Kevin Roy 258. Dustin Mumberget trying to work his way back up into points. He's missed a few races also, 254. And then Lauren Hoffman hanging on to a top 10 position there with 202 points. So that'll get you up to date with the standings for now. Let's go and check on some practice times as the guys are rounding up the final moments of practice here. This is Jason Tarasenko coming to a stop. Looks like Tanner Marr is still moving around. It looks like Ryan Matthews is currently quickest in practice with Jason Tarasenko and Dustin Mumberget right on his tail there. And as you can see, those first four are within 1/10 of a second, so it is extremely quick here tonight. All 13 drivers have posted times within 1 second of each other. That is pretty close here tonight, and it always surprises me how some people can be a little bit off in practice and then catch back up in qualifying and do well in the race. All right, it looks like everybody is about to call it a practice here. Jason Day is still around. He is running that 52 car. He's been new to the series. Remember, we first saw him at the exhibition race in California at Sonoma Road Course. And he's been a consistent member of the league ever since. Ryan Matthews improving that best lap to a 18.154, so he's looking good for tonight, I believe. And as you know, folks, the Crooked Line Racing Series is also expanding. We have started a modified league on Tuesday nights, and I believe they also race on Wednesday night. I'm not sure who broadcasts that, if there is any broadcast of it at all. But we do the Monday and the Tuesday for them. Monday night the super late models, and Tuesday night the SK modified. So it's a lot of fun there. And one of the drivers that you see here, this one, Tanner Marr, is our co-reporter on the Tuesday nights. So come and join us for that. Meanwhile, we are getting ready to go into qualifying here. And as you know, we have 2 laps of qualifying individually done. The 2 drivers are on the track by themselves, cannot see each other, and we can pick up anybody that is active. And it looks like Ryan Matthews is the first driver out on track, so he was quickest in practice as well. You see the pit lane being separated from the track there with, I guess we call them turtles here in the NASCAR world. In the road racing world, we would call them sausages, but they're little bumps on that white line there that you really don't want to be on. With the modifieds, we saw people get caught out being hitting those turtles, and so the drivers need to be careful around turn number 1 and 2. The pit lane entry is on at the beginning of turn number 3, and the pit lane exit, as you can see here, is at the exit of turn number 2. Ryan Matthews currently setting the quickest lap time of an 18:149. And there we have some more times coming in. Joshua Sexton is bringing it around fairly quickly there with an 18:650 in the 51 car. Lauren Arfman, 18:689. Good lap times here on all. Barbary is a little bit off you still there on his first lap. Maybe made a little mistake. Jason Day bringing it into second position currently. Brandon Mettler bringing it up to 4th. Tanner Marr bringing it up to 3rd. Frank Barbary coming around. Ooh, did he bring another lap? Yes, an 18:715. It is currently the 7th position for Frank. Jason Tarasenko out on track. Not yet set a time, so he's on his opening lap here. Ooh, little bit of a oversteer moment there. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Still an 18:305. That is pretty good considering he almost lost it there. Oh boy. Let's see who else we've got. Tyler Johnson on track here in that number 5 car. Tyler Johnson currently 3rd in the championship. Doing a very steady job in this Monday night series. He's always up there. He may not be winning races all that much, but he is definitely always up there. Dustin Mumbrugette also, well, he's rethinking his plan there. Tyler Johnson, let's see what he does. A 18:440, that pushes him up into 4th position, and then he loses it on his second lap. That means his qualifying effort is finito. You have to run 2 clean laps. The laps on which you hit the wall or lose control or run on the grass there, they do not count. Ooh, Dustin getting a little bit in trouble here. He is not yet happy with that car, it looks like. Tyler Johnson, oops. He's just burning up some rubber there. Brown, let's see. Russell Brown in the 00 car is on the 2nd position. And let's see. Second lap even quicker, 18:220, but it's not going to improve his position there. And Dustin Mumbrugette is still going at it here. He has not been able to pass the start-finish line to set a time. Let's see if this was it. No. And let's see what Dustin can pull out of his hat here. That'll be his, well, that's his second lap, 18:305. His first lap was disallowed. He must have had an issue there. So Dustin Mumbrugette pushes himself up into the 3rd position. We have 11 people setting times here. We are still missing Eric Barnes and Philip Barnes. And I do believe, if I remember correctly, they didn't start the race last week either. So hopefully they're going to come out and play, but maybe not. So your current pole sitter, Ryan Matthews in the 051 car. And there you have it. Qualifying is in the books. No times for both the Barneses. We are going to get ready to grit them up here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, folks. There you have them. They're going to get ready in pit road there. They'll be doing 2 warm-up laps, and let's bring you through the grid here real quickly. Ryan Matthews is your pole sitter. Alongside him will be Russell Brown. Then it's going to be Dustin Mumbrugette and Jason Tarasenko. And then it'll be Jason Day and Tyler Johnson on the third row, fourth row for Tanner Marr and Brandon Mettler, Joshua Sexton and Lauren Arfman on the fifth row, and then it'll be Frank Barbary and Eric Barnes, and Philip Barnes will be in the 13th position if he decides to take the start again. We have seen those guys in practice last week as well, but we have not seen them in the race. Ryan Matthews there in the 51 car. We know he's a reliable and fast driver. So is Russell Brown. It looks like Tarasenko is lined up there, but we're still waiting on a few drivers. Dustin Mumberget is still absent. And let's see, we have Tanner Marr back here gridded up. Then the 29 of Frank Barbary is gridded up. Lauren Arfman in that 72 machine, gridded up. We have Dustin that has brought his car on. There we have all of them, folks. They are all ready to go. And it looks indeed like Eric Barnes and Philip Barnes are not participating. There we go, rolling out. And as you can see, the outside line takes to the track right away there to avoid those turtles. At pit lane, that warm-up lane there is also, it's rather bumpy. So coming off pit road can be a little bit tricky for the drivers here. It looks like Ryan Matthews looked for a moment like he was wanting to take the outside line, but I'm not sure if they let him. All right, folks, we have 125 laps of racing ahead of us here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness with the super late models. Glad you could join us. We have one fast repair for the drivers. If they mess up, they can get a new car once. The tires and the fuel are not included in that fast repair. This is an open setup race, so differences between drivers will be shown by also having different setups on the car. They have 2 tire sets for the race. Waiting the green flag here, waiting on the call. There we go. It is Ryan Matthews and Russell Brown on the front end. Ryan Matthews taking the lead there right away with the 00 hanging to the outside and losing a spot to Dustin Mumberget. Russell Brown on that high side there. Jason Day on that inside in the 52 car. He's also coming to the inside of the 00. Looks like that outside line is not really working all that well just yet. Maybe it'll rubber in a little bit better after a while. But for now, it looks like that 00 of Russell Brown is really caught out. And he has no way of coming down to the bottom. There we see Dustin Mumberget running the fastest lap of the race already, and he is about a tenth of a second quicker than Ryan Matthews. Jason Day following in and coming closer. And it looks like we are well on our way with a very disciplined start and no incidents. 11 cars on the track. So noteworthy for you folks to know also is that iRacing accumulates incident points for these drivers when they hit the wall, when they hit another driver, when they lose control. That are all incident points that they accumulate. If a driver in this race accumulates more than 17 of those incident points, he will be getting a drive-through penalty, or a stop-and-go penalty, I should say, as a warning that his driving is unacceptable. And if he has another 8 of those, so a total of 25 incident points, he will be taken out of the race. So that is to ensure that the boys behave themselves tonight. And we have an incident for Arfman. Let's see what happened. Your typical early on the gas kind of incident where you lose the back end coming off the turn. He luckily didn't hit anything. We did not go yellow, and we are continuing to race. Ryan Matthews is still up there in front with Dustin Numberget in second. Jason Day still in third. So let's see how this develops. It looks like everybody is settling in pretty good. It's still early, obviously. Only 2 sets of tires to play with, which means that the drivers are going to have to manage their tires and make sure they make them last. You don't want to get caught out early and have your use up your tires too quickly, because the 2 sets is all you get. Jason Day there in the 52, hanging on to third. Jason Tarasenko in fourth. And let's go check on Lauren Arfman. He is definitely still running, but he's obviously lost quite a bit of time there. Still on the lead lap, however, and hopefully he can catch back up. Frank Barbary, a newer driver in the series, in 10th position, also having a little trouble keeping up there with the pace. Brandon Mettler in front of him in the 015, and then it's championship leader Joshua Sexton. Always somebody that you don't want to lose sight of this guy, because by the time it starts counting and the prizes are given, he usually is up there quite good. He is the leader in the championship for a reason. In front of him, it is Tanner Marr in that number 4 car. Nice livery. I believe he's picked up a brand new sponsor. Tanner will join me in the booth tomorrow night for the modifieds race. And let's go bring you back up front here, where Ryan Matthews is still in control. Dustin Numberget seems to be content following him. Field is remaining very close, and that is no surprise given the practice results. Everybody within a second. So the times are very close, and I'm sure everybody has got something up their sleeve at some point. Dustin Numberget is usually pretty good at those long runs under green. And with a field of only 11 drivers, we don't expect to have too many yellows here tonight. Of course, something can always happen. Tarasenko in fourth there in the 21 car. Let's ride along with Jason here for a little bit. As you can see, he had a little moment coming off of turn 4 there. As you can see, the front stretch is a little bit bent and the back stretch is straight. There on the left side you have that pit entry, and on this end it is separated from the track with a wall. And here in turn 1 and 2 it is separated with those turtles there. Looking out the back, we have a look at Russell Brown in that 00. And it looks like Russell is keeping up with Jason Tarasenko rather nicely. Inching towards him in the turns. We had a little bit of a blink there. That tells us that his internet connection might be a little shaky. Tanner Marr in 7th, Tyler Johnson in 6th position. He is hanging with that group with Brown there pretty nicely. That entire group is, well, let's put it this way. Jason Day, Tarasenko, Brown, and Johnson, they are forming a group. There is a bit of distance towards the 2 leaders there. About a second between Numberget and Jason Day. And it looks like Lauren Arfman is still moving pretty good, but not quite that fast. If we look out the back, we don't see the leaders coming up yet. Well, there they are in the distance. That means that Lauren is about to go down a lap, well, in a little bit, I suppose. Ryan Matthews still setting the pace here. Dustin Numberget still second. Let's go and check on Joshua Sexton. He is still in 8th position. There's not that much happening. No, Tarasenko has passed Jason Day. That looks pretty nice. That looks like Jason Day is caught out on that higher side also this time around, and Russell Brown gets underneath him and steals away fourth position. Looks like that higher side is not yet working, although Jason Day is hanging on there fairly nice, but then he has to slot in behind that 00, and Tyler Johnson does not get a chance to get underneath there as well. So Tarasenko picks up third position. The distance to Dustin Mumberget is increasing. It is now 1.8 seconds between second and third. And Dustin is keeping up with Ryan Matthews rather well. Maybe a car length between them. We have an issue for Frank Barbary. Let's quickly see what happened here. Probably the same thing. Getting on the gas a little hard. Yep. And he is not as lucky. He brushes that inside wall. We are still under green because the race line was not obstructed. That means that Lauren Arfman at least is catching up to somebody. And the leaders are catching up to Lauren Arfman as well. Lauren staying on that higher side. Very nicely done. Those guys are really good about that in this series. They let the race leaders race. And even if it costs him a little bit brushing the wall, as you can see there, the 72 did scrape that wall. Let's check on Tarasenko. He is not getting closer to Dustin Mumberget. In fact, it's getting a little bit more. Does look like he's pulling that group apart a little bit here. Russell Brown can stay with him fairly good, but Tyler Johnson's having a little bit more trouble. Tyler has passed Jason Day, and we can bring that back for you in the replay. That's not here. I'm sorry, I've got the wrong replay section. Tyler Johnson passing Jason Day. That is here. That's how that went. Nice and clean pass, folks. Tarasenko in third. He is now behind Arfman. The deficit to Mumberget has picked up to over 2 seconds now. And Russell Brown has put about a second on Tyler Johnson. And Jason Day is trying to hang with Tyler. Ryan Matthews is still in control here. Let's go back to Jason. Russell Brown's doing a really nice job. Let's ride along with Russell here. Going on the backstretch. Ooh, we see Jason Tarasenko scraping that car on the wall there. But looks like Russell's not close enough to do anything meaningful with it. But he's really staying with Jason there. Pretty nice. And Tyler Johnson now about a second and a half, well, 1.3 behind Brown. Jason Day, he is passing the 72. Tanner Marr will be up next in that number 4 car. Tanner kind of running by himself here. And Joshua Sexton in 8th position, also not been able to close in just yet. But once again, it is still early, folks. Only 38 laps into the race. Brandon Mettler. And looks like Arfman's actually picked up a position thanks to the mistake of Frank Barbary. Frank is running in 11th and final position. Looks like Ryan is pulling away from Dustin a little bit. The distance is now a tenth of a second. Barbary coming down pit road. Oh, that looks rather slow. The pit lane speed limit is only 35 miles an hour, but this doesn't look like 35 miles an hour. Hopefully Frank can get some stuff repaired, and maybe the new tires will help. Of course, then he'd have to do then he would have to do a lot of laps on that second set. But let's see what his plan is here. Yeah, he's taking that faster pair. He's fueling up, probably. I don't see him taking tires, and that would be a good choice because it's too early to take those tires. So hopefully Frank can come back out and play. He has been put on 4 laps deficit from the leaders. But with only 11 cars on the track, at least there are points to score, and obviously if you don't run, you are guaranteed not to get anything out of it. Momberget in second position here, 0.8 of a second behind Matthews. Running very solid, as we are accustomed to with Dustin. Usually finds ways to set up that car very good. Always up there in the front. Frank has brought it back out. He is moving once again. Car looks nice now. So hopefully he can stay away from that wall and make sure it keeps looking nice. Let's go check on Jason Tarasenko. The deficit to Momberget has been growing. It is 3.5 seconds. He is 4.5 seconds behind the leader. So the field is most certainly stretching out completely, and Russell Brown is keeping up with Jason, 0.4 of a second behind him. And I'm kind of thinking these guys are probably a little bit right now in a wait-and-see mode. It is too early to go on full attack. It is time to save that rubber and make sure you have something left at the end of the race. Lauren Arfman has gone to pit road, and Lauren is actually taking those tires. And it looked to me like he took outside only. But that means he can only change the left side later on if he wants to. There you can see him on that bumpy warm-up lane coming on. Ooh, first caution of the day is out. Let's see if we can figure out what has happened. Ooh, Tanner Marr turns it around. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, early on the gas. Brushes the inside wall, and that brings out the caution as the cars are racing around him. I believe I did see him go down a lap there. Very unfortunate for Tanner Marr. Well, he may not be going down a lap because the leaders are all going down pit road here. And let's take a closer look and see if we can tell if they take their tires. The only one staying out is the 015 of Brandon Mettler. It looks like our leader, the 51 of Matthews, is taking all 4. I think Momberget took all 4. I think the 00 took all 4. I'm fairly sure they all took their second set of tires here, and at lap 51, it's fairly early, but obviously they are kind of thinking, well, we may not get another yellow, and we better do it now because we don't want to stop under green. That would cost. And then Brandon Mettler goes into pits a lap later. That is always a little bit costlier on positions. If you go in with the rest of them, you basically can maintain your position. If you go in a lap later, the entire field will pass you by. Brandon drops back to 8th position. Doesn't matter that much for him. He was in 7th, I believe, so it's not that big of a deal, but just saying. Lined up behind the pace car there. Tanner Marr did stay on the lead lap, it looks like. He did not go to the pits. He is between the leader and the pace car, and also that is true for Frank Barbary, I'm sorry. He is also in front of the leader there, so they'll be waved around when the lights go out, which is at this point. Barbary's a little late with that. And they are lining them up. Ryan's obviously choosing that inside line. Let's see how well Dustin does on that outside line. We've seen before on the start of the race that it was a little tricky for Russell Brown. He's on that outside again. There we go. Ryan has a good start. Keeps it in the lead. Dustin Mumberget comes down to the bottom quickly. Looks like Russell has that same trouble of not being able to come down. Now he can. Very well done. He picks up, he stays in 3rd, well, he picks up 3rd position, in fact, because Jason Tarasenko is behind him now. So that is a gain that Russell picked up on pit road and manages to keep here as he comes down to the bottom line quickly. Jason Tarasenko in 4th. Tyler Johnson fighting Jason Day there side by side, and Jason on that bottom end has the preferred line and gets ahead of Tyler Johnson. Russell Brown now showing an improvement of the fastest lap of the race. He is quicker than anybody right now with an 18.61. So on the fresh tires, it looks like we're running some quick lap times here. And obviously, they need to be a little bit careful not to burn them up too quick because we're barely halfway. Ryan Matthews now picks up that quickest lap with an 18.58. And he's already put 0.8 of a second on Dustin Mumberget. He's running away with this at this point. Russell Brown staying with the 16. Jason Tarasenko also. Jason almost lost it there. Let's bring that back for you. Coming off the turn number 2. Look at Jason's number 21 car. He loses that back end. He has to steer into it to save it. Beautiful job that he's doing there. And it looks like Dustin is picking back up a little bit again. He is not allowing Ryan to keep walking away. It's down to 0.7 of a second. Russell Brown sticking with Dustin. Let's ride along with Dustin again. Barely making it to 120 miles an hour, and then as you can see, down to about 85, 90 in the turns. There you see the differences between the top 3 drivers. 8/10 of a second ahead of Dustin Mumberget is Ryan Matthews, and then behind him by 3/10 of a second is Brown. And it looks like it is pretty consistent. Let's go check on Jason Tarasenko in 4th. Looks like he is struggling a little bit to stay in touch with the 00 there. Same is true for Jason Day. Then Brandon Mettler in the 015 has picked up 2 positions since the restart. He has put Tyler Johnson down a position, and Joshua Sexton back in 8th where he was before. Tanner Marr is in 9th. He is the only one that is still on the original set of tires. So that explains that he is a little bit slower. It's about a half a second per lap that he's losing. And that's what a second looks like on the racetrack between Ryan Matthews and Dustin Mumberget. There you have those turtles. It almost sounds like they're hitting the limiter. Well, maybe not. It looks like Ryan is actually pulling away a little bit. It looks like it is over a second already. So, yeah, Dustin has his work cut out for him. Russell Brown staying with Dustin. Tanner Marr has worked his way to Sexton. Looks like his lap times are coming down a little bit. Hasn't made any passes. Ooh, that is not what he wanted to do there. Well, you can say what you will, but it worked. Scraped the wall, and I was kind of having a feel that he was going to do an over-under, and that is exactly what he wanted to do. I'm just not sure that he wanted to scrape that wall doing so, but it worked, and he picks up 8th position. Russell Brown still behind Dustin. Ooh, the lead of Ryan seems to be stabling out now. It's not really growing, but it's not becoming any less either. Tarasenko is also about 1.6 behind Russell Brown. He is really by himself right now, as is Jason Day, as is Brandon Mettler. He did pretty good since that restart. He's got Tyler Johnson to deal with there. Ooh! Mettler lost it. Let's bring that back for you real quick. Too early on the gas, spins the rear wheels. You could hear the engine rev up there. Brushes the inside wall. Back on track. No yellow flag. And he's taken to that warm-up lane because he sees faster drivers coming up in his mirror there. That means that Tanner Marr has picked up another position there at the cost of that 015. Tanner now in 7th. . Brandon now making way for the leaders. Lumbergett working his way by the traffic here. And Russell Brown throwing it in there as well. Russell staying with Dustin, very good. There's Jason Tarasenko coming after them. Still about 1.7 seconds. Jason Day, similar distance. Tyler Johnson in that 5 car. And then Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr about to go down another lap. And that means that the final car on the lead lap is currently Tyler Johnson. Let's go check on Joshua Sexton. He is behind the 015, so he's lost a position to Brandon. And he's pulling it off. Going down pit road. Something's wrong with him. Not quite his night here so far. Let's keep an eye out and see what he does. If this is a green flag tire stop, that's going to cost him a little bit. Maybe it's just for repairs. Nope, he's taking tires. Only outsides. That puts Sexton 2 laps down from the leaders. Coming back out, as you can see there. Ryan Matthews has increased his lead. It is now 2.4. Lumbergett has put a little bit of distance on Russell Brown. They're not quite as close together anymore. And behind Tanner Brown, you see Tanner Marr. That is not for position. Jason Tarasenko, that is for position. Ooh, Tanner Marr looks like he's coming into pit road. That is actually his first stop. Don't see him taking a fast repair, so he may not have one anymore. But he's taken outside tires and inside tires, all 4s. Tanner Marr back on his way out. He is now 3 laps down from the leaders in 10th position. Ryan continuing his streak here. He is increasing that lead. 3.1 seconds on Lumbergett. There you have the 16 car. Russell Brown, 1.8 behind Dustin, and then another 1.8 to Jason Tarasenko. Another 3 to Jason Day. Tyler Johnson still the final car on the lead lap. And Brandon Mettler has recovered really nicely. He's back up into 7th position. Aubrey still running, and it looks like he is keeping it off the walls. That car looks nice. He has not damaged it since that fast repair. Arfman is in 9th, and this is actually for position. Tanner Marr on fresh tires right behind him. Both of them 3 laps down from the leaders, and Tanner Marr coming to the inside, picks up 9th position. And that means he can go after Joshua Sexton. He's got about 7 seconds to make up for that. Lap number 100. Ryan Matthews dominating this race here tonight. 3.8 seconds on Dustin Mumberget. Let's check out on Jason. It looks like Tanner Marr has passed Jason Day. That was not for position, obviously. And if we look at lap times, the quickest driver on the track right now is, in fact, Tanner Marr. He's running 0.2 of a second quicker than Ryan Matthews, and everybody else is slower than those two. And no real direct battles at this point. The field is very stretched out. There is no 2 drivers with less than 2 seconds between them. Long green stint. Lap times are coming up a little bit for everybody. And as said, at this point, Tanner Marr is the only one keeping it under 19 seconds. That's because he's got the freshest tires on that car. He has passed Brandon Mettler. And now also Tanner Marr is coming over that 19-second mark. More than 4 seconds separating Ryan Matthews and Dustin Mumberget right now. Let's go check on Dustin. Still by himself. 2.4 seconds on Russell Brown in 3rd. There's Russell. Dustin is actually equally fast as Matthews and Brown. It makes barely any difference. Jason Tarasenko in 5th is just a tad slower, but not by much. And then Jason Day is about 3/10 slower than those guys. Tanner Marr still the quickest car on the track right now. And we can ride along with Tanner here for a moment. You can see that right front fender being curled up a little bit. Yeah, he's actually run it back down under 19 seconds again the last lap. Matthews now coming up to Tyler Johnson to put him down a lap. Ooh, Tyler not giving him a whole lot of room here. Now he does. Maybe a little bit bit of a misunderstanding between these guys. Jason Day in 5th. It looks like he is a little bit quicker than Jason Tarasenko, but he's got 6.2 seconds to make up before he can do anything. And currently Tanner Marr is also dropping off a little bit. Obviously that advantage of the newer tires won't last forever. Ryan Matthews currently the quickest driver on the track, right at 19 seconds. If I see it correctly, he is coming up on Jason Day, the 5th place driver, still on the lead lap, but that doesn't look like it's going to last forever. Running a very, very strong race here tonight. Ryan Matthews in that 051 car. Coming into lap number 120, 6 laps to go. There he goes underneath Jason Day. That means we only have 4 drivers left on the lead lap. Tarasenko is the final driver on the lead lap. 4.8 seconds separate Matthews from Mumbergat. 3.6 seconds separate Mumbergat from Brown. So basically this is a matter of bringing him home. 5 laps to go here for Ryan Matthews. 4 when we pass the line.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Let's go see what happened. I don't believe that's the reason for the caution. No, it was Frank Barbary. Let's go and see what happened to Frank Barbary. Oh, scrapes that outside wall and he gets stuck on that rail there, the gate. And that is what causes the caution here. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Well, there goes your 4+ seconds advantage, folks. And it looks like Dustin Mumbergat's going to get another shot at him. We do have some lap traffic in between there. That might be good for Ryan Matthews, but oh boy, don't tell me that he's going to lose this one. Yeah, the 5 is lapped, and between Dustin and Mumbergat, he's going into the pits. Is he doing that to stay out of the way, or is he doing that because he needs fuel? Well, he might be doing that for he still has a set of tires, can you believe it? And he's going to put them on there for that final stint. He's going to have 2 laps of fun on brand new tires. We're going to go into a green-white checkered here shortly, folks. Dustin Mumbergat gets another chance at Ryan Matthews. And as we're going over the 125, you hope that everybody's got their fuel situation sorted out. Dustin's eager to go there. A little bit of intimidating behavior there from the both of them, trying to keep those driven tires warm as well. The lights on the pace car are out. We're going to do a green white checkered here, folks. Dustin Mumberget and Russell Brown get another shot at the 051 of Ryan Matthews, who has dominated this entire race. Look at them all up there pushing and shoving, and they want to get up there. This is gonna heat up here.
Green.
There we go. The 051 dives into turn number 1 first. Dustin Mumberget second. Brown in third, and Tarasenko on his outside. What have they got left? Final lap as they come by the line here. Ryan Matthews has first place. What does Dustin have for him? Russell Brown still in third there, being challenged by Tarasenko. Final turns. The 051 of Ryan Matthews is going to bring it home in first position there. A well-deserved win. Dustin Mumberget in second. Then it's Russell Brown in third. Jason Tarasenko in fourth. Jason Day is in fifth at the back end of the pack here. Tyler Johnson in sixth. Brandon Mettler seventh. Joshua Sexton is in eighth. And Tanner Marr brings it home in ninth position. Lauren Arfman is in 10th. And Frank Barbary, I don't believe he is still here. He did not roll it across the finish line. There you have your top 3 finishers, and the 51 puts it exactly where it belongs there in victory lane. All right, folks, that was a cool race. I will tell you that. Let's go and find these guys and see if they want to talk to us. Hey, Russell, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Russell, it looked to me like you had good pace on when your tires were fresh. You dropped off a little bit there going after Dustin Mumberget, but you ran strong up there in the top 3 pretty much the entire race. How was it?
It was really good. I was just trying to conserve some tires. I knew Ryan and Dustin would be, trying to set in a pretty fast pace, and I figured I'd kind of just lay back and not really kill them or nothing. But once we got to the lap cars, I mean, some of Dustin and Ryan got around them a little better than I did, and just was trying to be cautious, not get tore up or nothing.
So I'm sure the way you drove that race kind of tells me that you knew there was no point in trying to close that gap with Dustin once it got over 2 seconds, and when that final yellow came out, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, they're all going to get a final shot at Ryan Matthews. Did you think you had anything?
Well, yeah and no. I mean, I knew I could probably stay pace with him, and with JT, when we restarted, when we went down into the corner, I mean, he stayed tucked on me so tight, and I knew I was like, I'm gonna just have to worry about racing JT, and not worry about Ryan and Dustin, and I had a great time with JT right there at the end. That was fun. I love racing like that, and it was a blast. It's been a blast racing this league, and the whole time I've been in it.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, it's fun from this end just as much as it is from yours, Russell. Thank you very much, my friend. Congratulations once again on a third place finish. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out in the world?
Just want to thank LMR, Ryan Matthews, and Jason at Midwest Power Source. I want to thank the crew chief for making sure we had enough fuel this time so Ryan could make the race and not run out. and just everybody involved. Dustin drove a great race, and glad he's over here, and look forward to the next one.
All right. Thanks very much, Russell. We'll see you next time, bud.
Thank
Dustin, it looked like that final yellow kind of saved your day to give you at least another shot at Ryan. Did you have a feeling that you could give him something?
Um, I don't know. I felt pretty good, but I knew there was a lot of room for me to improve. And now on that last run there, I think I hit it pretty good, and I was able to stay pretty even with him, although it was only 2 laps.
Yeah, I mean, obviously time runs out pretty quickly there. You guys all pitted on lap 50. Did you take tires there?
Yeah, yeah. I know myself, Matthews, JT, Jason Tarasenko, and Russell. I think we all took tires at the exact same time.
Okay, so I mean, was it too early? Maybe was that hindering you of staying with Ryan, or was it something else?
No, honestly, I don't expect to honestly beat Ryan. He's really good, honestly, and just to even be as close as I am to him, it still makes me feel good. I can't hold my head low about it.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, coming home second is still a very decent result, obviously. But it's the name of the game is still being in front when it counts, obviously. So, but yeah, it looked during the race like you were. I mean, you unable to stay with Ryan. That distance started to grow a little bit, so that's why I was wondering. Maybe was it tire difference, or was it just general difference, a setup difference, maybe? But then obviously with that yellow you got a little lucky and had another shot at it. But yeah, Ryan's tough to beat for sure.
Yeah, you get the caliber of competition as you do when you're racing against guys like Russell, Jason, Ryan, especially. He runs up front in the this big league that we run called the Sara Super Series. So you know when you get in a race with him, it's pretty much a second or at best.
All right, Dustin. Well, second is still not something you have to be ashamed about for sure. So, congratulations on a good race, well run. Any love yous and thank yous for the rest of the world?
Yeah, first and foremost, I really want to thank everyone at Leduc Matthews Racing for bringing me over there. And this is my first race with them. I'm really, really excited of what the future holds. It was a really, really fun race. The car was really good. I just can't thank everyone over there enough. Ryan Matthews, Russell in this race, Jason, just everyone. It's really, really special to me to be able to work with such a good group.
All right, thank you very much, Dustin. We'll hope to see you next time, bud.
Thank you.
Well, Ryan, were you worried there at the end when the yellow flag came out? All of a sudden, you see your advantage that you built up steadily just kind of evaporating right in front of your eyes, and everybody gets another shot at you. Were you worried?
Yeah, I was kind of worried. I looked in my mirror there and I saw Dustin right on my bumper. I was like, oh crap, I gotta hold on. So just thankful that he raced me clean those last few laps and that we were able to hold off.
Now, when you guys were under yellow there, obviously the lapped cars are a factor in a race like this, and it looked like Jason Day got the wave around the lucky dog, but the number 5 of Tyler Johnson was in between you and Dustin, and then he went into the pit. I mean, it would have been nice if he would have stayed out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was actually talking to him after the race, and he didn't take any tires that first caution we had, and he was banking on a caution around lap 90 or so to kind of get an advantage over us. So unfortunate for him that didn't happen, and you know our only other caution after that was right there towards the end. So he decided to come and take tires. So but
Maybe
it would have
maybe work
it
some
would have
magic in those 2 laps.
yeah exactly.
Well, obviously that time runs out a little bit too quick on a half mile track. So, but it looked like, I mean, you had your restart. It looked like Dustin stayed with you there for a little bit. He was every restart that we had. He was pretty quick to get back down on that inside line when he could. And at the start of the race, and after on lap 55 on that restart, Russell Brown had more trouble coming down to the bottom. The higher line didn't really seem to work at all, did it?
Yeah, with this new tire, I don't know if it, something with it just doesn't play into the track like it did in the other builds, and so it's very rare to see another groove come in, another racing groove like the outside. I remember last season we ran here. The outside kind of came in over a run, and it's just unfortunate. I'm not sure what's up with the new tire or whatever that's kind of playing into that, but it kind of keeps it to a one groove track. So, good for Dustin for being able to get down, because that outside would not work at all. And, Jason was able to hold off Russell there for a good bit those last few laps and come away with a fourth place, just short of 2 thousandths from third. So, it works a little bit, but, it doesn't work that well. So you got to really hustle up there. So if you're stuck up there, good luck getting down.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is it used to be better coming in with the older tire model, but it's not doing that anymore.
Yeah, with the old tire, we would probably move up a groove or so after 40 or 50 green flag laps like we got tonight. And, it just doesn't seem to work anymore. I'm not really sure what's wrong with it, like how iRacing could fix that. It's a great car. I'm thankful that, we get this super late model to race and all that. But, that's just one thing that I'm not a big a fan of, is just it kind of makes the racing a little more boring. And
Yeah, it makes for less door-to-door racing, that's for sure. So, are you able to judge how that would be different at a track like this with the real life cars?
yeah, in real life, I've never raced supers or late models before in real life. I've only ever ran legend cars, and typically we just stay to a one groove, since they're kind of they're kind of just a one groove car. But in real life, you'll see guys moving up grooves, and it worked for them. So it's just whatever iRacing had last build, they had it right on the money. But this build with the new tire, it just kind of seems like it's a little off.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that insight, Ryan. Congratulations once again on a race well run. You seem to be pretty much in control the entire night here. So good job for you. Any people you want to say thank you to, or some love yous out send out there?
Yeah, I just want to say big congrats to Dustin. It's the first race on the team, so he did good tonight. Ran right there with me the first run, and ended up taking max fuel for the second run. I think that kind of hurt him a little bit. Just a little bit more weight in the car just slowed him down a little too much. But so big congrats to him for his first run on the team. All the guys at Leduc Matthews Racing for all their help with the setups and stuff, and just good group to hang around with. And all my sponsors: Carbon Racing Solutions, Hamilton Forest Products, SN Auto Service, Denise Matthews Real Estate, James River Nurseries, Mechanicsville Paint and Body Shop, and obviously everyone who makes this league happen. And thank you for broadcasting.
You betcha, no problem whatsoever. So next time we're going to go to Bristol. What's the idea? What's your thoughts on Bristol?
I'm not really too sure after that race at Dover and Russell Brown blowing my doors off. I'm not really looking forward to Bristol. So I think it'll be the same concept. We'll all be pretty close on speed. I think drafting had a little bit of effect at Dover, so it'll be interesting to see if it carries over to a track like Bristol. We're gonna have to take a totally different car over to that track, so it'll be something different for sure. And hopefully I don't get my doors blown off by Russell again. But he's pretty good at those bigger tracks, so I'm looking forward to it though. We got a good group of guys. We'll figure something out.
All right, sounds good. Now, Bristol's one of the concrete tracks, right? Does that make a big difference for this car?
Yeah, it kind of does. I've never raced at a track like that with this new Super and this new tire, so it's going to be a learning curve for sure. But the handling, the grip levels at that track is crazy. So really fast, really grippy. So it'll be something different for sure.
All right. Well, can't wait to go there already. Thanks very much, Ryan, and we'll hope to see you next week and talk to you again there, man.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, folks. There you have it, your top three drivers. We talked to Russell Brown, Dustin Mumberget, and Ryan Matthews. Evidently, they have joined forces on the same team, and that means that they work together to get those cars set up as good as they can. And then, obviously, on race day, they will work together to a certain extent. But by the time they get towards the finish flag, it's every man for himself because it is still racing, obviously. You've seen the results there on your screen. I don't need to read them to you. You can see that the gap there between Russell Brown and Jason Tarasenko for third and fourth was pretty close, 0.02 of a second, as Ryan already pointed out. So that means that Jason had that car up in the higher groove, doing pretty well there, and we have no less than three Canadians in the top five here tonight. That's also significant to see here. And I believe everybody had a pretty good time. Frank Barbary brought it home there. Didn't roll it over the finish after that last incident, but he still soldiered on before that. 16 laps down there at the end finally. Lauren Arfman brought it home in 10th. Tanner Marr in 9th after that incident. He was pretty strong after his pit stop, but obviously on a short track like this, it is difficult to work your way back forward that late in the race. As said, folks, next week we're going to go to Bristol to do this all again on round number 12 of this series. And next up tomorrow night is the Crooked Line Racing Series with the SK Modifieds. Don't know off the top of my head what track we're going to, but that's a fun series to watch as well. Tanner Marr will be joining me in the booth there tomorrow night. And so that'll be it for tonight, folks. This is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. We hope to see you next week and tomorrow for the Crooked Line Racing Series that we are covering. And until then, stay healthy and take care of one another.